3:00. Good to have everybody with us. We kind of want to build off of that football today because Rico brought up Lions offensive coordinator stuff. So how do you want to – do you want to do this where it's like, what do you want out of the new OC? Because mine is the same. I don't even get to – I don't even care about playbook. I don't even care about offensive idea. I don't want them to be from here.
Well, no. I think that's fair because I would just say, what does this next Lions OC have to be? Not just sound like. Don't go out there and win the press conference type of thing. Does this OC have to be a Jared Goff maximizer where you take Jared Goff and, you know what, Jared, we're going to make you the best Jared ever and we're going to build everything around you? Or is it going to be a quarterback challenger? Hey, Jared, we're going to take you out your comfort zone and we're going to try to get you to new levels. You want different results? Son, we're going to do different things. Okay, you haven't made it to the Super Bowl yet. What do you want out of your next OC?
I want a guy like a Kellen Moore. When Kellen Moore was taking these jobs, he eventually, he was Dallas's OC, then he goes to the Chargers, then he goes to the Eagles. And now he's the head coach of the New Orleans Saints. I want an outsider.
And he's actually turning around in New Orleans.
Right,
Saints.
But my point is he went to Philly when they needed a coordinator, and he didn't have some big backlog of history there. Neither did Vic Fangio. And what'd they do? They went and hired two really good coordinators, went out and won the damn Super Bowl. I want the Lions to stop smelling their own farts and hire somebody from outside of the building.
You know what?
Tired.
You know what? Can I add upon that? Because I see where you're going with that. If you bring somebody outside the building, then we're not going to do things that way, the way it's always been done. I'm going to bring in new ways. Well, why did you bring that in? Because it works. Well, we don't do it that way here. Well, we will now.
We do now.
Do you want to win? You going to listen to me? I got the OC job right. Let's run it this way. Yeah, but that's not how – because I think the biggest temptation that this next OC has to be, and I think we kind of found this out with the last one, with John Morton, you don't have to be a Ben Johnson clone. You don't have to do everything the way Ben Johnson did it because Ben Johnson's going to be the ultimate, well, that's not how my daddy did it. And don't get treated like don't treat this guy like a stepdad. Let him come in here, let him do his thing, let him run his program, let him run his plays and get this thing going and quit trying to compare everything to Ben Johnson.
Yeah. And again, like Vic Fangio, I think he was like a consultant for 6 months in 2020 or something. But they went and got Vic Fangio to be the DC. He had never held a full-time coordinator or high-level position there. Don't give me some retirement analyst thing. The whole idea is they knew they needed help, and they went out and got the best coordinators. Why is it in this town I have to accept, okay, well, you know what? Kelvin Shepard was new last year, so decorative play sheet. I'm fine with Kelvin Shepard, but if there's better out there, go get better.
Did you get better, or did you just hire somebody?
Now, the OC part I'll be very serious about because it's clear they're going to keep Kelvin Shepard. That's what it seems like, sounds like, feels like. Mm-hmm. Then I want a high caliber, beyond reproach, experienced offensive coordinator come in here. I do not want Dan Campbell calling plays, and I don't want Dan Campbell to even have the option of firing an OC midseason next year. I want stability, and I want him to do his job, be the CEO, quality control, and get this team's mental state where it needs to be.
See, another characteristic in 248-539-9797, another characteristic for me, Mike, I need an OC that can adjust on the fly. When you don't have all your pieces, that's okay.
Dave Warner.
We could adjust.
Sorry.
We could adjust this playbook. Okay, the O-line is down. Okay, we're going to move the pocket. We're going to do whatever we have to do. That we're not going to be so reliant on, well, we don't have our pieces and hashtag injuries. And, if we would have had everything there, and it would have worked. I don't want to hear that. I need somebody that you can score when things aren't perfect. So 248-539-9797, asking you, what do you want the next Lions OC to have? What does he need to bring to the table? Plain and simple.
And if you think I'm mean or unfair, just say why. I do not want any more promote from within nonsense. Don't want
it. That's fair. That is fair because, yeah, I mean, if anything, it was funny because, when the Eagles did that and they broomed them all out and said, yeah, we're going to just bring in some people, fresh thoughts, fresh eyes, fresh ideas. It's okay to go that route. And the biggest thing for me, I don't need a Ben Johnson clone. I don't need to hear, well, Ben Johnson did this and Ben Johnson, we scored so
You're never getting
points.
another Ben Johnson. So as much as you hate this man now, and as much as I think you got more jollies missing the playoffs and beating him than you would making it, because I'll tell you, that was a joke. That was a joke.
That's only funny because I think it's true.
Well, the players acted that way, and the fan base trying to do some kind of peacocking. It was the weirdest thing in the world. You're never getting a coordinator as good as Ben Johnson. Full stop. It's done. So don't try. Go get the best that's available. I do want things to be a little different, because I think you said something that's very important. If you can, if the only functionality of the quarterback is going to be with a top 5 O-line, well, then that calls into question the quarterback.
Yeah.
And I do believe Goff's good enough to win, but this idea of, well, we got to just go back and do what we used to do. Well, you can't. Yeah. You don't have that offensive line. You're going through what Dallas went through. God, Rico, what would you say, 4 years ago?
Yeah.
Like Travis Frederick retired out of nowhere at center. Tyron Smith got old overnight. Mm-hmm. Zach Martin ended up leaving a few years later. They've rebuilt the offensive line. They're not great at pass pro, but they're fabulous run blocking.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's where you're at. So let's get someone with different ideas. And if you don't like that and you want to be insular and they got to be a Lions man, you're welcome to it. I want the opposite. I think NFL teams get way too insular.
Well, here's the other reason why I want somebody outside of the Lions organization, because I do think that teams have caught up on this your game plan. And you saw it at the end of the season with call that running play. Yeah, we're in the backfield. You guys are still running that play. I didn't think this was going to work when coach implemented it in practice, but it actually worked. They just shut down the running attack. Why? Because you didn't give them anything new. So we're going to shut that down. If you can't run the ball, your play action doesn't work, and we don't have to worry about you taking it off down the top, because we're just going to bring pressure. We're going to pin our ears back.
248-539-9797. I want to hear from you. And again, I would, if I were running the team, I'd probably blow out both coordinators. I would go out and spend a ton of money, and I would copycat what the Eagles did. I'd go out and hire 2 big-time coordinators, because I don't have time for slippage anymore. And no disrespect to anybody. It's not that I think Kelvin Shepherd did a terrible job. I don't think he did a great job. And great is the only thing I'm after. I'm trying to win a Super Bowl. I'm not paying you to learn on the job.
Did you bring in the best DC?
No.
You brought in a good one. You didn't bring in the best one.
That's my point. So, again, if I am to assume they're keeping Kelvin Shepherd, then that puts more of a focus on the OC position, which just heightens what I want, meaning outside influence, outside eyes, outside ideas. It's like hiring a consultant. Sometimes you don't know that your company's rotten until somebody rolls in and tells you. Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I want. I want someone to walk in with a paintball gun and start making it happen. They need a shakeup.
No, they do. I do. I think the same thing. And, yeah, I need somebody who's going to challenge Goff. If Goff's going to be your guy for the next 3-4 years, if you said you're going to restructure his deal, you need somebody who could bring the best out of him. I think Goff got comfortable. And look at all the yards. It was empty calories, folks, okay? They had more yards after the catch than anybody. So, yeah, he had big numbers, but look past that. You had 9 wins. I need somebody that's going to challenge him.
Well, it's more, look at, they were a schoolyard bully. Yeah, they put up about 40 a game against terrible teams and put up 20 a game against good teams. Go look at the numbers.
Yeah. So that's what I'm looking for. Me.
Yeah. All right, no, you're good. We'll get the people in the mix. I like the conversation. And again, I don't think my opinion's really provocative. It's just that's what I want. You see what other teams do. I get tired of the all in the family crap.